Snow White by the Brothers Grimm. Once upon a time, long, long ago, there was a lovely kingdom with green forests and clear lakes. But suddenly, the kingdom was struck by terrible misfortune. Their beloved queen, on a cold, wintry day, died while giving birth to her first daughter. The kingdom was greatly saddened by the loss, and they all came forward to pay their last respects to their queen. But their sadness soon turned to joy when they saw the baby daughter. Her lips were as red as blood, her hair as black as ebony, and her skin as white as the falling snow. She was christened Snow White. After a year, the kingdom had a new queen. She was very beautiful, but her heart was black as night. She could not bear to think of anyone being more beautiful than herself, and spent many hours just looking at herself in the mirror. Oh, but this was no ordinary mirror.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who in this land is the fairest of all?
Thou, O Lady Queen, art the fairest in the land.
That's right. It was a magic mirror. But as the years passed and Snow White grew older, she turned into a most lovely young girl. And so one day...
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who in this land is the fairest of all?
O great Queen, the most beautiful girl in the land, has lips as red as blood, hair as black as ebony, and skin as white as snow. Her name is Snow White.
What? Did you say Snow White? Snow White, is it?
Oh, no. That wicked queen has sent a woodsman to slay Snow White so that she may once more be the fairest in the land. But he could not bring himself to do it. He could never kill anything so lovely.
Quickly, fair maiden. You must flee deep into the forest where the queen can never find you. If she does, we both shall die. Hurry! Run!
The woodsman had to bring some proof to the wicked queen to show that Snow White was dead. So he cut the liver from a wild pig and returned to the castle. Poor Snow White didn't know what to do, so she ran and ran. Snow White had no place to go. The forest seemed to be endless. Only one thing was certain. She could not return to the castle. Night began to fall, leaving her all alone in the forest. Snow White had to find a place to stay. But wait, what's that across the pond? It looks like someone's house. Snow White quickly ran over, hoping to find a friendly face and a warm pot of stew over the fire. My, what a tiny little house.
Hello?
Inside, Snow White found a wee little table with 7 place settings. Why, it looked almost like a doll's house with all the tiny little pieces. What a strange place. And then she found 7 little beds, all lined in a row. It was quite late, and Snow White was very sleepy. She lay down and quickly dropped off to sleep. But what's that? It sounds as though someone's coming. Why, it was 7 little dwarfs returning from their day of work.
Shh. Quiet. Hush. Stop. Stop, I said. You're right. Someone has been here. I'm scared.
Oh, look!
Let's get out of here!
Oh, hey, fellas, what are we gonna do? Shh. Maybe it's an ogre or a monster.
Slowly, the 7 dwarfs crept back into the room.
She's no ogre. She's beautiful.
When the dwarfs saw how soundly Snow White was sleeping, they decided not to disturb her and let her sleep till morning. Then they could decide what to do with her. Of course, Snow White was surprised to see the 7 little dwarfs, all piled up like straw and snoring like that. But she could tell at once that they were kind and generous, and her heart heaved a sigh of relief. So Snow White decided to repay them by making a delicious breakfast.
Sure smells good.
Wow.
In no time at all, Snow White's innocence and kindness had completely won the hearts of the dwarves. And it was decided that Snow White could live with them for as long as she liked. Meanwhile, the jealous queen had received the wild pig's liver and was relieved to know that once more her beauty was unsurpassed.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who in this land is the fairest of them all?
Thou art, O queen, the fairest in this land. However, in the far distant forest where the 7 dwarfs dwell, Snow White remains alive and well.
No, it can't be true. The mirror never lies. She must be alive. I can't rest until... 1,000 curses on her soul.
The poison apple will take care of you, my dear. The wicked queen disguised herself as an apple lady and set off for the 7 dwarfs' forest to find Snow White. Oh, no, there's Snow White now. I hope she sees through the queen's trickery.
Well, how are you this fine day, my dear? Won't you try one of my delicious red apples? This is a rare one. It comes from a tree that blossoms but once every 1,000 years. Please, try it. It contains a magic potion that will keep you young and beautiful for years.
It was as though the queen had cast a spell over her as Snow White took the poisoned apple and placed it to her lips.
Well, now you see what fate lies in store for those who would challenge this queen's beauty.
When the 7 dwarfs returned home from work, they found Snow White, and nothing they could do would revive her. They were heartbroken to lose such a good friend, and they spent day after day keeping a vigil over her casket of flowers. Never had they known such sadness, nor could they imagine anyone so wicked as to take their beloved Snow White away from them. Even as she lay there, her beauty did not diminish, and she looked as lovely as she had in life. But then one day, the prince from the neighboring kingdom happened to be passing through the forest. When he saw Snow White lying there in all her beauty, he knew he could not bear to be without her. The 7 dwarfs recognized him to be kind and generous and agreed to let him move her to his castle. But as they were rolling along the wooded path, a most incredible thing happened. A cart wheel struck a stone so violently that the bite of poisoned apple that had stuck in Snow White's throat popped out.
Oh.
Permit me to introduce myself. I am the prince from the kingdom on the other side of this forest. Won't you do me the honor of accompanying me to my castle?
When they reached the castle, news of their wedding was proclaimed throughout the land. It was a grand wedding, and of course, no one was happier than the seven dwarfs. And Snow White and her handsome prince lived in peace and happiness for years and years thereafter. Oh, yes, about that wicked queen. When she heard that Snow White had defeated her once more, she flew into such a rage that in her fury, she melted fast away.
Now it can be safely told, Snow White's beauty shall ne'er grow old.